Hello everyone, welcome to my first episode of Entitled Parents. My name is Mace. I just wanted to thank Beanhole123 for the suggestion. Like I said, I do appreciate the feedback. Our first story is about a sexist entitled dad and entitled child that thinks that our OP can't supervise because she is a girl. Our other story for the video is about an entitled mom that thinks that taking a chair from somebody is okay as long as it doesn't stifle her entitled child's creativity. Per your suggestion, Beanhole123, let's begin. Alrighty, so our first story for today will be Entitled Dad Believes I Can't Supervise Because I'm a Girl. Hey all, me again. Thought I'd share a story from a couple months ago. Thanks for reading. Me, myself. CW, Lovable Nugget aka Coworker. ED, Entitled Dad. EK, Dad's Little Angel. CW2, Other Coworker. CW3, Other Coworker. A few months ago, my boss's husband had surgery on his hip and was recovering at home. This meant my boss had to actively leave work earlier than usual to drive back home and check on him. With that being said, the workflow would also decrease due to having no one to lead or manage the staff. So my coworker, this lovable nugget, suggested to our boss that she should appoint one of us as supervisor so that she can take the nights off to take care of her husband. So when this was going down, we had a new guy starting out with us. He was relatively new to the hospitality gig and didn't know anything except for cleaning dishes and sweeping floors. About 3 weeks into him working for us, our boss made the announcement that she'd be appointing 2 supervisors, one for waitstaff and the other for the kitchen. Coworker 2 and myself were announced as contenders for the waitstaff supervisor, and Coworker 3 were announced as contenders for the kitchen supervisor. After about a week, we all huddled into the kitchen for the announcement, and Coworker and myself were appointed supervisors. Entitled Kid didn't like this apparently. Next day, I walked into the restaurant to find a man standing at the till 30 minutes before we opened. He saw me and asked if he can speak to the manager, which I told him I was. He scoffed and Entitled Kid comes out of the bathroom in his work uniform. Me, hey, Entitled Kid, you ordering something? Entitled Kid, hi OP, no, I'm not ordering. Entitled Dad, he's working tonight. Me, sorry, but I didn't see your name on the roster. Entitled Dad, well, if he isn't, then he can take your shift. Me, no he can't. I'm supervising tonight and I need to be here. Entitled Dad, you? A supervisor? Ha! Why lie? Entitled Kid, Dad, she's only got the job because she's close with the boss. Me, excuse me? Entitled Dad, like they'd let a woman, let alone you, supervise this establishment. I demand to speak to your boss now. I was kinda dumbfounded at this point. My coworker walks over and asks what all the fuss is about. Entitled Dad proceeds to ask my coworker for the real supervisor, as I couldn't possibly supervise a restaurant. Coworker kinda looks at me weirdly and in a deep tone voice. Mate, you need to seriously off if you think she can't lead this group. I've worked with her for nearly 2 years now, and she's by far the best we've got when it comes to all-around work. Either order something and it'll be ready at 6, or get the out of our restaurant. Entitled Dad went red with anger. He grabbed Entitled Kid by the hand and left. We laughed over it and got ready for work. We called our boss and told her what happened. She said it was nothing, but if Entitled Dad ever came back with an attitude, then he'd be banned from the restaurant. Next day. Entitled Kid's working, and to be fair, was doing better than most nights. I acted like nothing had happened, and for the most part, he avoided me. It was an extremely busy night, so we were all exhausted afterwards. Around 8, we started to clean up, and Entitled Kid walks over to me and whispered, "My dad's right. You really can't supervise." I nearly knocked this kid's teeth in. I was so upset and angry that you can see steam coming from my ears. I walked over to the phone and called my boss on speaker, and told her what Entitled Kid just said to me. She wasn't happy. Entitled Kid started crying out that I was lying and that I never liked him. Coworker backs me up since he can see how angry I was. A few other coworkers had also said that Entitled Kid was talking behind my back and how I was never going to be a good supervisor. My boss basically just sighed, and I'll never forget what she said, and to this day, I have so much respect for this woman. Entitled kid, if your attitude is as your father's, then you can take your fake Gucci wallet and leave my restaurant. I hired you as a casual staff, not full-time, so it won't be a loss for us. You don't get to harass other staff just because of their gender. Now, if you do not apologize in the next 10 seconds, you can kiss your job goodbye. We all looked at Entitled Kid, who was nearly crying. He walked into the back, grabbed his wallet, and ran out. We never saw Entitled Kid or Entitled Dad again. This story is called, My Child's Teddy Bear Deserves a Chair More Than Your Boyfriend. EK, Entitled Kid. EM, Entitled Mom. BD, Bulldozed Dad. BF, Boyfriend. Me? Figure it out. Backstory. My boyfriend and I saved up for over a year to go on a cruise. We chose to go in March to actively avoid a lot of little children running around. For the most part, there weren't too many children. And the ones that were there weren't too rowdy. And then I encountered Entitled Kid. We walked into the breakfast buffet on our day at sea, and it was very crowded. We couldn't find an empty seat, let alone an empty table. I spot a couple getting up, so I quickly snag the table while it's getting cleaned off. I sit at the table and hold it while my boyfriend goes to get food. I put my beach bag and towels on the other chair to hold his spot. I notice a family next to me with 4 adults and 1 boy. Entitled Kid, around 5 years old or so, with a teddy bear. I start hearing him cry and complain, so I tune into the conversation. Entitled Kid, Mom, Teddy needs a chair too. Can you get him one? Bulldozed Dad, sorry buddy, there are not many empty seats here. Teddy will just have to share with you. Entitled Mom, don't be silly, Bulldozed Dad. If Teddy needs a chair, we will get him one. I see Entitled Mom look around the room and lock eyes with my table. I immediately prepare myself for the show that is about to ensue. Entitled Mom walks over to my table, doesn't say a word, and just picks up my beach bag, sets it on the floor, and takes my chair. Me, excuse me, we are using that chair, and I would appreciate if you don't touch my stuff and put it on the floor. Entitled Mom, I'm sorry, but you already have a chair, you don't need two. We need this one. Me, my boyfriend is sitting there. He just went to get food and he will be right back. Entitled Kid starts wailing for his mom to come back for Teddy. Entitled Mom continues to walk away with the chair, saying something comforting to Entitled Kid. Me, ma'am, you can't just take that chair. We are using it. I start to get up and walk towards her. Bulldozed Dad, honey, she's using that chair. You can't just take it from her for a teddy bear. Entitled Mom, Bulldozed Dad, we have discussed this many times. Entitled Kid treats Teddy like a part of the family. We don't want to stifle his creativity by you ruining his dreams. Bulldozed Dad has a look of exhaustion and defeat on his face. Like, this happens a lot. I feel bad for the guy. But I'll be d***ed if I let this lady take my chair for a teddy bear. Me, I'm gonna have to take this chair back from you. I reach over and put a hand on the chair. Not her, but one hand on the chair. EM, how dare you treat me this way? I'm just trying to raise Entitled Kid with a sense of imagination and creativity, and you are ruining it. You are ruining his cruise and childhood. Me, look lady, I'm all about creativity and imagination, but taking things from other people isn't the way to do it. Give me my chair back, or I'm getting security. One of the other adults at the table groans and has this look of, I don't want to get thrown out again, on her face. Bulldozed Dad, honey, we are leaving right now. Bulldozed Dad and the other 2 adults at the table look so fed up with this. They grab their stuff and Entitled Kid and start walking away. One of the adults whispers, I'm so sorry, to me as they walk away. Entitled Kid is screaming his head off. Entitled Mom is still screaming at me and calling me names as she starts walking away. They all eventually walk away towards the door. However, Entitled Mom is still holding the chair as she's walking out of the dining room. I can't help but laugh at the entire situation and end up just taking a chair from the now vacant table. 2 days later into the cruise, I run into Bulldoz's dad alone, and he apologizes profusely for his wife, and ends up buying me and my boyfriend a drink, so it wasn't all bad. Edit. Thank you for the silver. And gold! Thank you again, Beanhole, for the suggestion. If you have any stories for me that you would like me to read, or have any sort of feedback for me about the video, please leave them down in the comments below. If you are new to my channel, please think about subscribing and leaving me a like on the video. I try to get out at least one video a week, but on occasion I do get time to work on 2, as my full-time job basically stops me most of the time from making 2 a week. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.